Imagine sitting in Cheng's studio, a quiet room filled with sketches, each dot and curve painstakingly crafted. She's hunched over a luminous table, adjusting the serif on an R again, chasing a balance you can't quite put your finger on. Why does one tiny tweak make a typeface feel welcoming, while another makes it look cold and awkward? This mystery behind letter shapes is the secret Cheng unravels in designing type. Before you design a letter, you have to understand its bones and muscles. Cheng starts with the nuts and bolts of letter anatomy, and trust me, these details matter more than you think. Cheng dissects the word design letter by letter, showing how strokes, serifs, terminals, and stems aren't just jargon. She points to the classic Garamond, how its tiny bowl connects smoothly with the stem. It's like the silent handshake making letters behave in harmony. Think of letters as tiny dancers on stage. The stroke thickness is their muscle, the serif their flourish, all moving together to fend off optical illusions, like a tightrope walker keeping balance despite gravity's tricks. Cheng reveals how optical compensation is about ensuring those dancers don't look lopsided or clunky. The payoff is huge. A serif just a millimeter thicker or thinner can make your text scream or whisper. Cheng's work transforms abstract anatomy into a visceral feeling you didn't know fonts could give. Next time you glance at a page, you'll notice the silent muscle flexing behind every letter. Legibility isn't just about can you read this. It's about how your eyes dance through paragraphs without tripping. Cheng's method, mashed tradition and science to tame the wild beast of readability. Cheng takes us to the lively print shops of San Francisco, where she observed how typesetters fought with spacing. Letters spaced purely on math often jumble, but by studying real-world reading her team learned that letter space tweaks created a heartbeat, a rhythm your eyes subconsciously follow with ease. Ever notice how some letters seem thicker or heavier even when identical? Cheng explains it's because your brain applies illusions of density. A rounded O feels heavier than a thin I. She compares it to a painting. A black spot on white can feel deeper or shallower depending on context. This illusion is why good typeface design compensates for perceived weight, not just actual lines. Kerning is the unsung hero of typography. Cheng shares an epic kerning story, a headline they kerned letter by letter until even the tightest horseshoe-shaped U seemed to breathe with its neighbors. This invisible adjustment is what stops your brain from tripping over awkward gaps and keeps it fluidly reading. Serif or sans serif, the eternal question. Cheng dives deep into how these two beasts are designed and why every curve and cut reveals a personality and purpose you probably never noticed. Cheng walks us through the making of the serif in classic Times New Roman. She shows how those little footrests aren't decorations, but signposts that subtly help your eye hop from letter to letter. Like old friends nudging you along a conversation, serifs add warmth and tradition. In contrast, the sans serif is the rebellious sibling, clean, bold, unapologetic. The book pulls examples from Helvetica's birth in the Swiss design world, illustrating its geometric purity but revealing subtle optical tricks Cheng employs. Rounding a corner here, tweaking stroke width there, all to avoid mechanical coldness. Designing punctuation and accents gets surprisingly complex. Cheng recounts the struggle to integrate accents fluidly in multi-language fonts. Those tiny marks can throw off letter balance and legibility, but by adjusting their weight and position carefully, she turns them from afterthoughts into seamless parts of the font family's personality. Back in that quiet studio, Cheng's tiny adjustments to the R suddenly feel like magic, not accidental, but deliberate conversation between shape and eye. Designing type is less about letters, more about how shapes persuade your brain without you noticing. Next time you pick a font, try looking for the hidden dancers and secret handshakes within each letter. The difference is fascinating. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.